First of all, I thank the God of Almighty to shower all the blessings to you. Gratitude is a powerful catalyst for happiness. I take this opportunity to express my gratitude to our respected principal, Dr. C. Veerababu, and extend my profound thanks to our Honorable Secretary, APCV Sukkalingam, to share my knowledge to this crash course for Net and Set Commerce organized by VO Chidambaram College, Thuthukudi. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to IQSC coordinator John Princer and Radhika ma'am. I am very proud to be the part of the prestigious institution of VO Chidambaram College. I welcome you, one and all, for the August gathering on the 9th day of the crash course. Now we can discuss the concepts of marketing. The marketing concept proposes to satisfy the organizational objectives, and an organization should anticipate the needs of the customers to satisfy more effectively than competitors. There are 6 types of concepts in marketing. First one is production concept. In olden days, production-oriented business dominated the market. Initially, businesses were concerned primarily oriented. Gradually, production believes in economics of scale, wherein mass production can decrease cost and maximize profits. Then the second one is product concept. The concept works on an assumption that customers prefer the products which have superior quality, and so company develops a product of greater quality, which usually turns out to be inexpensive. Third one is exchange concept. The central idea of the marketing is the exchange of products and services between the seller and the buyer. It covers the distribution aspect and the price mechanism of the product. Then fourth one is selling concept. It focuses on making every possible sale of the product, quality of the product, and the need of the customer. The selling product, the selling concept highlights that customers would buy a company's products which sells these products aggressively. Then fifth one is marketing concept. A company believes in the marketing concept, places the consumer at the center of the organization. It executes the marketing strategy from product conception to sale concept. This means that a brand is so strong that customers would always prefer your brand. Then the sixth one and the last one is social marketing concept. This is a relatively new marketing concept. While the social marketing concept highlights the needs and wants of your target market and the delivery of better value than its competitors. Then next we can discuss the marketing approaches. Generally, the approach is considered to be the formal method to move the customer. The first one is economic approach. This approach deals with only the problems of supply, demand, and price. It analyzes the problems of economic conditions in the market. Then the second one is legal approach. This approach emphasizes only one aspect in transfer of ownership to buyer. It explains the regulatory aspects of marketing. It deals the problems in transferring of ownership to buyer. Then next one is societal approach. This approach is a recently one. The marketing process is regarded as means by which the society meets its own consumption needs. This system gives no importance as to how the business meets the customer's needs. Therefore, attention is paid to ecological factors and marketing decisions and their impact on the society. The next one is system approach. Generally, systems focus on interrelations and interconnections among the functions of marketing. The system examines marketing connections inside as well as outside the firm. Next one is management approach. This approach is the latest and scientific one. It concentrates upon the activities and focuses on the role of decision making at the level of firm. This approach is mainly concerned with how the managers handle the specific problems and situations. It aims through evaluation of current market practices to achieve specific marketing objectives. Then, next, functional approach. The functional approach gives importance on the various functions of marketing. This system gives too much importance to various marketing functions and fails to explain how such functions are applied to the specific business operations. Then, institutional approach. It is also called as middleman approach. It focuses on the study of institutions such as middlemen, wholesalers, retailers, importers, exporters, and warehousing and other agencies engaged in the marketing during the movement of the goods. Next, this is the last one, last approach, that is called as product approach. The approach relates to the flow of a certain commodity and its movement from the original producer right up to the ultimate customer. It analyzes the problems relating to a product. Next, we can see the marketing channel. Marketing channels are the important for the marketing the goods to the consumer. The first one is direct seller. Direct selling is the marketing and selling technique to sell the product directly to consumers away from a fixed and a remote location. Next one is selling through intermediaries. In indirect channel, a marketing channel where intermediaries of wholesalers and retailers are utilized to make a product available to the customer. The most familiar indirect channel is producer to agent and to wholesaler to retailer and consumer. It is generally used when there are many small manufacturers and many small retailers. Next one is dual distribution. It describes a wide variety of marketing arrangements by which the manufacturer or wholesaler uses more than one channel simultaneously to reach the end user. Sometimes the company may use dual approaches to achieve the target. Next one is reverse channel. It is a recent one. You are familiar with the common three channels, flows from producer to intermediary to consumer, but now technology has made another flow possible. This one goes in the reverse direction and may go from consumer to intermediary to beneficiary in the form of recycling. Next one is marketing mix. The marketing mix refers to the set of actions or tactics, or it may be a strategy that a company used to promote its brand or product in the market. The components are product. First one is product. The product is either a tangible good or an intangible service that seems to meet a specific customer needs. All products follow a logical product life cycle. Then another component of marketing mix is price. If a product is priced higher or lower than its perceived value, we cannot market the product to the customer. If there is a positive customer value, the product may be successfully priced higher than its monetary value and vice versa. The next one is promotion. Promotion consists of advertising, sales promotion, special offers, and public relations. Whatever the channel used by the businessman, it is necessary for it to be suitable to market the products. Next one is place. The placement strategy is a very important one. It will help to assess which channel is the most suited to a product. How a product is assessed by the end user and also needs to complement the rest of the product strategy. Next one is people. Now the people are interested to prefer online services to avail the benefits and services from the company directly. Next one is process. Most selling personnel are involved in the selling process to target the customers for achieving their goals to market their products. Next one is physical evidence. The customers can feel the experience by availing the service of the company to contribute to the perceived quality of the service. Next one is marketing strategic process. Any business, the strategy is very important to be a successful one. First one is understanding of customer. The first marketing strategic process is to understand the customer. Recently, KYC forms, know your customer forms, are issued and collected from their customers to understand the customer. Then second one is analyze the market. To analyze the market by adopting some basic market research to find market data such as total available market, market growth, market trends, and economic conditions. Next, third one is analyzing competition. Research and assess the strength and weakness of each competitor. Take a look out for more information on competitive marketing strategy. Then fourth one is research distribution. Find out the best way to deliver your product or service to your target customers. It will impact your sales strategy and as well as your marketing mix. Next one is to define marketing mix. To define your marketing mix to get the maximum benefits from the target customers. Next one is financial analysis. Put together your marketing budget and evaluate projected marketing return on investment, customer acquisition cost, etc. Then the last one is review and revision. We have to continuously evaluate the effectiveness of your marketing strategy and revise or extend as per the requirements from the feedback. Next, we can discuss market segmentation. Market segmentation means we have to divide the market into different groups to segregate the customer. First one is geographic segmentation. Geographic segmentation is the simplest type of market segmentation. It categorizes customers based on the geographical area. Then second one is demographic segmentation. Demographic segmentation is one of the most popular and commonly used type of market segmentation. It refers to the statistical data about a group of people. The market is divided into different groups on the basis of demographic variables. Then third one is psychographic segmentation. Psychographic segmentation categorizes audiences and customers by factors that relate to their personalities and characteristics. Then fourth one is behavioral segmentation. While demographic and psychographic segmentation focus on who a customer is, behavioral segmentation focuses on how the customer acts and how the customer behaves. That is called as behavioral segmentation. Next one is marketing segmentation, targeting and positioning. Targeting involves the process of evaluating each segment's attractiveness and selecting one or more segmentations to target the customer. Next one is product decisions. Product decisions consist of the following steps. First one is we have to differentiate the product. Then we have to prefer the risk choices, and then we have to take the image positioning. Next one, the branding is very important in product decision. Next one is we have to extend the product, or otherwise we have to take the brand expansion. Next one is we have to react the competitive response, and finally we have to monitor the distribution channels. Next one, we have to concentrate on the product lines, and finally we have to take test marketing. Then we have to get the feedback from the customers. Next one, product mix. It is a combination of products produced or sold by the same organization. Smaller or medium firms usually offer related products, while the bigger ones go for large scale diversification. The product mix includes both the product lines and product items. Product line is a group of products that are closely related to satisfy a particular customer group. Then second one is product item. It is a distinct unit within the product line that is separate from others on the basis of color, size, design, model, quality, price, or any other attributes. Next, the components of product mix. First one is width. Width means the number of different product lines found within the company. By increasing the width of the product mix, the company hopes to capitalize on its good reputation and skills in present markets. Next, the second one is depth. Depth of the product mix refers to the average number of items offered by the company within each product line. It is measured by assessment of sizes, colors, models, prices, and quality offered within each product line. Then the third one is consistency. The consistency of product mix points out how closely related the various product lines are in terms of consumer behavior, production requirements, distribution channels, or in some other way. Next, we can discuss the product life cycle. It is very important in the marketing because product life cycle is like human life cycle, like birth and death. The term product life cycle refers to the length of time a product is introduced to consumers into the market from the origin. The product life cycle is broken into four stages of introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. First one is introduction. When a new product is released, it does not necessarily make or break the product's eventual success. During the introduction stage, marketing and promotion costs are generally very high and there is no typically little competition. The principal goal of the introduction stage is to build the demand for the product and get it into the hands of the consumers. The second stage is growth. In the growth stage, consumers are already taking to the product and increasingly buying it. Competitors become aware of the product and its space in the market. As a result of the product growing, the market itself tends to expand. In growth stage, sales are usually increasing in sales volume and generating revenue. Next, the third one is maturity. When a producer reaches maturity stage, its sales tend to slow or even stop, signaling a largely saturated market. At this point, sales can even start to drop. Pricing at this stage can tend to get competitive. In this stage, saturation is reached and sales volume is maxed out. Then the fourth one and the last stage is decline. In the decline stage, product sales drop significantly and consumer behavior changes. So there is less demand for the product. Eventually, the product will be retired out of the market unless it is able to redesign or modify itself to remain relevant or in demand. Next, we can discuss the new development product process. When a new product is introduced, it needs a process. We have to follow the steps to introduce a new product. First one is idea generation. Idea generation is the first stage of the new development product process. The necessity for new product development may arise due to many and varied reasons, due to changes in technology, demand by consumers for new or improved products, new products introduced into the market, perception of a need in the market by a company. Then the last one is trends and seasonal requirements and changes. Then the second one is idea screening. We have to screen the idea. In this stage, all the new product concepts or ideas are considered here. Before selecting the best idea, the company should evaluate manufacturing process, technology, marketing capabilities, and strategic objectives. But Some other criteria must be followed for selecting new ideas are benefit to consumer, competitors market share, design and development time, estimated cost of production, expected return on investment, feasibility of idea, technological requirements, and time to market and manpower. Then the third process is concept development and testing. In this stage, find out the consumer's response to the product through some way of marketing research. Companies also collect the consumer's opinion on how the product will fare in comparing to alternative products in the market. For all the businesses, now internet is making it easier to gather the consumer data. Then fourth one is marketing strategy. In this stage, the new product idea is analyzed for its design, marketing, manufacturing, and finance. Every department is to be combined together to get a perfect product to reach a target profit. Marketing is also tasked with monitoring the success of the new product after distribution. Next one is business analysis. Market analysis involves a projection of future demand, financial commitment, competitive marketing situations, economic conditions, and return. Financial specialist analyzes the situation by applying break-even analysis, risk analysis, etc. Then sixth one is product development. It is the main stage in the new product development. In this stage, turns an idea on paper into a product that is confirmable and producible. Here the idea is converted into a visual product or prototype. At this stage, company tries to maintain the customer perspective value by satisfying the customer needs to meet the desired quality levels at specified production cost. Then seventh one is test marketing. This is the critical stage in the new product development process to reach the target. These prototype products are to be presented in the market for test marketing. If the result or feedback is positive, then we have to start bulk production. Otherwise, we have to pull back and reconceptualize or discard the product because it leads to a heavy loss. Then last one is commercialization. After the product is launched, the commercialization is the final stage of the new product development. In this stage, we have to launch the new product and monitor all the activities about marketing. Next topic, we have to discuss what are the factors to affect the price. These are internal factors and external factors. In internal factors, first one is the organizational factors. Pricing decisions are to be taken on two levels in the organization. Overall price strategy is to be dealt with by the top executives. But the actual mechanism of pricing are dealt with at lower levels in the firm to focus on individual product strategies. Then second one is marketing mix. Marketing experts view the price is only one of the many important elements of the marketing. In some industries, a firm may use price reduction as a marketing technique, but some other firms may raise the prices, which is a deliberate strategy to build a high prestige to the product to their line. In either cases, it may be price reduction or it may be price increase, but the effort will not succeed unless the price change is combined with a total marketing strategy. Then third one is product differentiation. The price of the product also depends upon the characteristics of the product to attract the customers. Different characteristics are to be added to the product. Generally, customers are willing to pay more price for the product, for new style, new design, new fashion, new technology, new model, better package, etc. etc. Then fourth one is cost of the product. Cost and the price of the product are closely related like our human eyes. The most important factor is the cost of production. The capacity to buy the products will fix the cost. Otherwise, the product would be flapped in the market. Then the last factor to affect the price is objectives of the firms. Firms may pursue a variety of value-oriented objectives. Pricing policy should be established only after proper considerations of the objectives of the firm. Then external factors to affect the price. First one is demand. The market demand for a product or service makes a big impact on pricing. If the demand of the product is inelastic, high prices may be fixed. But on the other hand, if demand is elastic, the firm should not fix higher prices rather than to fix the lower prices than that of the competitors. Then, second one is competition. Competitive conditions affect the pricing decisions. It is a crucial factor in price determination. A firm can fix the price equal to or lower than the price of the competitors. Then third one is suppliers. Suppliers of raw materials and other goods can carry a significant effect on the price of the product. The price of a finished product is closely linked with the price of the raw materials. The scarcity or abundance of the materials also determines pricing. If the price of the raw materials is increased, it will automatically the prices of the goods also increase. Then fourth one is economic condition. The inflationary or it may be deflationary tendency, it will affect the pricing. In recession period, the prices are to be reduced to a sizable extent to maintain the level of turnover. On the other hand, the prices are increased in the boom period to cover the increasing cost of production, to compensate the cost and to meet the changes in demand, price, etc. Then buyers. The various consumers and businesses may influence the pricing decision. The nature and the behavior for the purchase of a particular product, brand or service, etc. It will affect pricing when their number of consumers is large. Then the large one is government. Price discretion is also affected by the price control by the government through the enactment of legislation. The prices cannot be fixed higher than the price fixed by the government. The government may implement the laws to control the price. Next one is setting price policy. We have to set the price policy. We have to take some steps. First one is we have to select the pricing objectives before setting the price policy. Then we have to determine the demand for the setting of price. Then we must estimate the cost of the product before setting the price. Next, we have to analyze the competitor price, cost and other offers provided by the competitors. Next one is we have to select a pricing method which may be suitable to the products. Next, we have to finalize a price. Next one, strategy, pricing strategy. Pricing strategy is very important for the marketing because it may be lower price or a higher price, it will affect the total volume of sales. First one is premium pricing. The marketers set prices higher than the competitors. However, the pricing is used when there is a considerable competitive advantage. Premium pricing is ideal for small companies that sell unique services or products. Then second one is penetration pricing. It is used to penetrate the market. In this approach, lower prices are offered on the services or products. In the short run, it tends to lead an initial loss to the company, but in the long run, when a company succeeds in penetrating the market, it often ends to increase the prices of their products in the market. Then another strategy is economic pricing. In this approach, the marketing cost of service or product is kept at a minimum level. The strategy used for a particular period where the company is not able to spend more money on marketing their products. Next one is skimming pricing. This strategy is designed to help the companies to capitalize on sales of new services or products. This approach entails to set the high prices during the preliminary stage. The prices are then gradually lowered as the products or services of the competitors appear in the market. Normally, the smartphones or sophisticated products are suitable for the skimming prices. Then, psychology pricing. This pricing strategy is adopted on the basis of the psychology of a customer. Hence, the aim of this strategy is to create an illusion of great customer value. Then, next strategy is bundle pricing. The bundle price is fixed for beneficial to both the seller and the buyer. The seller wants to increase the sales. The seller can fix the bundle price for bulk buying. Bundle pricing increases the value of perception by offering your customers something for free. It may be 2 buy to 1 free. Then value pricing. The strategy is employed where external factors compel the businesses to provide valuable services or products to maintain the sales. Value pricing makes a customer to feel that they are getting a lot of product and services at the same pricing. Next one is promotional pricing. It is a common strategy that can be seen in various departmental stores and restaurants. Approaches such as money offer and discounts are the part of the pricing strategy. It may be a combo offering, or this is the one of the strategy for promotional pricing. Next one is cost-based pricing. The company fixes the prices based on the cost of manufacturing, distributing, and selling the product. Additionally, the company generally adds a reasonable rate of profit to compensate for its risk as well as efforts. Normally, high-priced engines or machine parts are adopting the cost-based pricing. Next one is role of promotion. The promotion, we have to consider some factors. First one is product, then price, place, people, process, and physical evidence. These help to promote the product. Next one is advertising. Advertising is an inevitable part in the marketing. Advertising, nowadays internet is the recent form and a powerful one, because a lot of youth people, most of the people prefer internet to buy the products and services. Next one is television. It is also another powerful technique to advertise their products and services. Next one is radio. Recently, FM is the latest example of radio to advertise their products and services. Next, printing. It may be newspaper or weekly magazines or any pamphlets which are used to develop the product. Next one is newspaper. It may be common in daily newspapers or weekly. It depends upon the based on the products. Next one is billboard. It is the recent development in the developed countries. Next, last one is magazine. It also helps to develop the product by issuing advertisement in magazines. Next one is personal selling. Personal selling is where businesses use people to sell their products and services after meeting face-to-face contact with the customer. First one is advertising. Advertising is perhaps the most important tool of promotion that companies use to direct persuasive communications to target the buyers and public. Next one is public relations. It is a practice of deliberately managing the release and spread of information between an individual or an organization and the public. Next one is direct marketing. It is also a promotion method that involves presenting information about your company, product or service to your target customer without the use of an advertising or any intermediaries. Next one is sales promotion. It is the process of persuading a potential customer to buy the product. Sales promotion is designed to be used as a short-term tactics to boost the sales. Next one is internet. It is a recent development and powerful technique for the personal selling. The internet has been both a benefit and a determinant to many involved in personal selling, particularly those in the B2B market. And many social networks are used to develop their product. Next, we can discuss the process of personal selling. A company may follow to make the aware of customers about a new product. First one is pre-sale preparation. The expert salesman can easily convince potential customers to buy their products and services. The salesman must be familiar with the product, the market, and related information about the products. So, the first step is to select the right person for marketing and selling the product. Then, second one is prospecting. Looking for potential customer is prospecting. Potential customers can be found from many sources like social media, trade source, database, and from many other sources. Third one is approach. In the third step, the sales representative meets the prospective buyer. It is a chance for the salesman to impress the buyer by using or exhibiting his marketing skills. It is necessary for the salesman to approach the right person. The fourth one is presentation. Presentation is the main step in the personal selling. During this step, the salesman makes a presentation. This involves demonstrating a product or service at a relaxed atmosphere. The salesman must focus on features and benefits of the product during the presentation. During the presentation of the product and services, the sales representative tries to address the needs of the prospect and it shows that he understands and cares about the need of the product. Next one is overcoming objections or objectives. After receiving presentation, the potential customer may have some questions or objections. The salesman must address these questions. The salesperson should anticipate and try to handle every possible objection before it arises. Next, the final step is closing the sale. It is a very important step in personal processing because it may lead to success or failure of the product. This is the critical point, the personal selling process. After all the objections have been cleared, the salesperson closes the sale after studying the body language and statements made by the prospects. The sales professional should not force the deal, but let the customer to take the final decision. Closing sale is the last part of the presentation. Next step is follow-up. Once the salesman accomplished or completed his goal by selling the product or services to the customers, he has to build the relationship with the customer. The salesman gets the feedback from the customer and he ensures that the customer is satisfied. The follow-up is an important part of retaining the customers and exploring new customers. Then next one is publicity. Any product will be successful after the product is publicized. The publicity, we have to take the last we have to follow some steps. First one is product features. We have to tell the product features in public. Next one is events. We have to conduct a lot of events to public the product. Next one is we have to conduct web content marketing. Next, we have to organize so many conferences to product the public. Next one is news. We have to set the news to the product to be popular. Next one is method of sales promotion. In promoting the product, we have to follow some methods. First one is coupons. We have to issue coupons to attract the customers, and also we have to offer premiums to promote the product. Otherwise, we can announce incentives to promote the product. We can issue the free samples to the product popular. Next one is sponsorship. We can make arrangements to the companies for getting sponsorship for the promotion of the product. Next one is product placement. We have to take the decision of product placement, which place we have to distribute the product. Next one is loyalty programs. We have to issue the loyalty programs to promote the product. We can next announce point of purchase displays in various public places to promote the sales promotion. Next one is promotional mix. First, the component mix of personal selling. First one is personal selling. It is essential to communicate, persuade, and motivate the target customers in order to make the product and price known and acceptable to the target consumers. For this purpose, the personal selling is adopted as an effective tool to promote the product. Next one is advertising. Advertising is perhaps the most important tool of promotion that companies use to direct persuasive communications to target buyers and public. Next one is direct marketing. Direct marketing is a form of communicating an offer where organizations communicate directly to a pre-selected customer and supply method for a direct response. Next one is sales promotion. Sales promotion is a direct and immediate inducement that adds an extra value to the product so that it prompts or induces the dealers, distributors, or the ultimate consumers to buy the product. Next one is public relations. Public relations are a very important and resourceful tool of the promotional mix. Public relations induce a variety of programs organized by the company to be designed to improve, maintain, or protect a company of product image. Next one is channel of distribution. Channel of distribution is very essential to reach the product to the ultimate consumers. There are three types. First one is direct channel. It is the product is produced and the product is distributed to the consumer directly. This is the direct channel. Then second is selling their products to the retailers. The producer sends the products to the retailer and the retailer distribute the product to the ultimate consumer. Then the last one is selling through the wholesaler and the retailer. The producer offered the product, sold the product to the wholesaler, then the wholesaler sold the products to the retailer. The retailer finally sold the goods to the ultimate consumer. These are the channels of distribution. Next, the channel management process is very important in marketing. In the channel management process, first one is evaluation. We have to evaluate the channel. Evaluate the channel. Next one is analyze the consumer. Next, we got to establish the channel objectives to attain the objectives of the firm. Next, we got to specially distribution task. Next, evaluate and select the channel alternatives, and we got to select the best one. Next, consumer behavior models. We have to analyze the consumer behavior and watch the consumer behavior because it leads to a success of the business. First one is the consumer behavior is based on the basic needs. Basic needs consist of physical needs. It may be food or water, or necessary. It may be shelter. The needs are based on the consumer behavior. Next one is safety needs. It may be security or safety. These are called as basic needs. The next one is belongingness, psychological needs. It is also known as belongingness and love needs. It it may be relationship or friends or any other relationship. It affect the product. Next one is esteem needs. Some consumers may behave like a prestige and feeling of the high priced high quality people, that is called as esteem needs. Next, the last one is self actualization. The highly rich people, they after getting the money, we go to their the needs of self actualization, that is called as self fulfillment. So we have to study the consumer behavior models to lead the success of a product. Next one, consumer buying process. We have to take the decision of consumer buying process. First, they have to take the recognize the need. The first stage of the consumer buying process is working out what exactly you or the customer needs. Second one is information searching. This is the search stage of the process. The consumer can get the information related to products and services by searching the product related websites. Next, evaluation of alternatives. The evaluation of alternatives is based on the price, quality, or other factors that are important to them. Customers read many reviews and compare the prices and ultimately choose the one that satisfies most of their parameters. Next one is purchase decision. At this stage, a customer has either assessed all the facts and come to a logical conclusion based on emotional experiences, impact of advertising and marketing campaigns, and other factors. Next one is post-purchase evaluation. The review stage is a key stage for the company. The customer evaluates the services provided by the company after the purchase of products and services. Next one is we can discuss factors influencing consumer buying decisions. First one is the economic factors to influence the consumer buying decisions. The economic factors are it may be personal income, discretionary income or disposable income, family income, or any expectations regarding the future income or any forecasting income, liquid of assets and consumer credit. It may be a level of standard of living. These are the economic factors to influence the consumer buying decision. Next, the personal factors must influence the buying decisions. It may be age, it may be child or youth or old people or middle class. Next, occupation, it may be educated people or uneducated people or their status. It may be engineers or doctors or professionals. Next one is life cycle stage. What is the stage of life cycle? Next one is personality and self concept. It will affect the consumer buying decisions. Next one is psychological factors which also influence the consumer buying decisions. First one is motivation. Next, involvement. How the consumers are involved, it will influence the consumer decision. Next is perception. Perception about the customers, it will also influence the buying decision. Next, their learning, lifestyle, attitude, and personality, it will also affect the consumer buying decision. Next one is cultural and social factors. In India, so many cultural and social factors are there. So the cultural factors and subculture functions, social class, social groups, opinion leaders, role and status. These are the cultural and the social factors to influence the consumer buying decisions. Next one is factors in product decisions. We have to decide the product, we have to consider a lot of factors. First one is product mix. It is a combination of product. It may be price and product and quality, etc. Next one is features and benefits. These are the factors to decide to take the decision to a for a product. Next one is design. Design of the product. We must design which model or which color, which quality. That is the design. Next one is brand. Brand is very essential factor in product design. Next one is product life cycle. We have to see in the product is in which stage we have to analyze. Next one is company website. The company website is also the factor in product decision. Next one is service product mix. Service and product mix. It is a combination of product and also service marketing. It has 7 factors or other 7 components. First one is product, then pricing, promotion, placements, and people, process, physical evidence or services marketing mix. We have already discussed the 7 factors. Next one, trends in marketing. First one is direct marketing. Direct marketing is a form of communicating where the organizations communicate directly to a pre-selected customer and supply a method for a direct response. Next one is rural marketing. It is a process of developing, pricing, promoting, and distributing rural specific goods and services. It also leads to decide exchange with the rural customers to satisfy their needs and also to achieve the organizational objectives. Next one is CRM, customer relationship management. It is a recent innovative technique. Customer relationship marketing is a business process in which a customer loyalty and brand value are built through marketing strategies and activities. CRM allows the businessman to develop long-term relationship with established and new customers while helping streamline corporate performance. Next one is online marketing. It is a recent trend. It refers to any form of advertising or marketing on the web. With the right online marketing strategies, small and medium businesses are finding new ways to compete against the big companies. Next one is social marketing. It is an approach used to develop activities aimed at changing or maintaining people's behavior for the benefit of individuals and society as a whole. Next one, green marketing. Green marketing is a recent term. In simple terms, green marketing refers to the process of selling the products and services based on their environmental benefits. Such a product or services may be environmentally friendly, produced and packaged in an environmentally friendly way. Next one, social media marketing, or it is also called as social marketing. First one is in social marketing, we have to create the goodwill to the society. Next one is we have to establish a relationship with the customers. We can also use the CRM techniques to make a better relationship with the customer. Next one is we have to facilitate the interaction with the customer. We have offered to interact customers by applying the social media network or phone or any modern techniques to interact the customers often. Next one is we have to draw the customer attention often to reach the target. Next one is we have to create the brand awareness of the products and services to the customers. Next one, digital marketing tools. This is a recent and very effective technique in the marketing. First one is these are the digital marketing tools. First one is content marketing. The businessman may issue the content of their products and services to a effective market. Next one is telephone advertising. It is also effective tool to advertise their products and services. Next one is radio advertising. Usually FM or normally usually FM or other related audio techniques are used to distribute the product. Next one is email marketing. It is a common one and a recent one. The producer may send the emails to the prospect consumers and tell their products and services. It is also email marketing. Next, affiliate marketing. Next one is PPC. PPC stands for pay per click. It is a recent technique for the digital marketing. Next one is SMM, social media marketing. The social media marketing used by adopting the social network. Next one is SEM, search engine marketing. It may be Google network or any other network. It is used so that to search their products and services. Next one is search engine optimization. Next, online marketing. Online marketing is very effective during the corona period or during the COVID period. It is very effective. We can say we can buy the products or avail the services at home. Online marketing, these are the forms. One is email. Email is used to send information about the products and services to the customer. Next is social networks. It may be WhatsApp or Twitter or any other networks. Next, forum. Customer forums are organized by the company to tell their products and services. Blog or banners are the recent development in the market. Next, analytics. The products are analyzed in various websites. It is also analytical. Next one is affiliate marketing. Next one is SEO, search engine optimization. We can search the information in various websites or Google to get the information. Next one is green marketing. The green marketing mix is the recent one. The components of the green marketing mix are green product, green price, and green promotion. Green product related to a product which will not affect the environmental. Next also the price, green marketing price. Then next green marketing price, it also avoids the atmosphere from the various defects. Next one is promotion. Promotion of the green product is the recent trend. Next one, direct marketing. We can already discuss about direct marketing. The direct marketing deals with, it may be direct mail, telemarketing, email marketing, broadcast faxing, couponing, direct selling, or it may be direct advertising. These are the methods for the direct marketing to sell the products and services. Next one is rural marketing. Rural marketing is a recent and innovative concept to upgrade the people of the rural people. We can see the potential of the rural marketing. First one is urban market competition. We have to create the competition in the urban by creating awareness in the rural area. We have to improve the infrastructure in the villages to make the people to avail the product and services. Next, the urban market, it is saturated because the people are moving to the moving urban area to the rural area. So the market is saturated. So we have to concentrate on the rural area. Next one, the financial institutions. Normally, the villages don't have any banks or post offices or any financial institutions to avail the loan. They have to move the urban area. So we have to organize the financial institutions to the potential of rural marketing. We have to set the new employment opportunities by setting factories or educational institutions or any institutions in the rural area to make the awareness of the rural marketing. Next, we have to increase the income by concentrating agriculture or any other sector of income. We have to develop the income. Next one is large population. The large populations are living in villages, so we have to concentrate the marketing in rural area. Next one is CRM, customer relationship management. Customer relationship management is the recent innovative technique to interact with the customers to the company. The components of the CRM are quality. We have to provide the quality of products and services. Next, we have to support the customers for getting their products and services. The services is very essential to make a relationship with the customer. Next, the sales is the we got to take all the steps of sales for a successful completion. Next one is logistic management. Logistic management plays a vital role in transporting goods to the ultimate user. It is used to meet customer demands through the implementation of the effective management and storage of goods and services from origin to destination. There are four types of logistics. One is inbound logistics. Inbound logistics is concerned with the activities related to the incoming flow of resources to make a product or a service. It includes managing suppliers, cost, inventory, and transportation. Procurement of materials is the major element to deal with the sourcing and transporting of raw materials from the supplier to buyer's factory. Then the second one is outbound logistics. It refers to the activities in delivering the right product at the right time to the customers at a minimum cost. Customer satisfaction is the primary objective of outbound logistics. Distribution system plays a critical role in outbound logistics. Third one is third-party logistics. Third-party logistic providers are specialized in integrated operations or warehousing and transportation services. It can be scaled and customized to meet the demands and delivery service for their products. Third-party logistics providers include freight forwarders, courier companies, and other companies integrating and offering subcontracted logistics and transportation services. Next one is fourth party logistics. It is the outsourcing of logistic operations to a single partner. The partner will be responsible for assessing, designing, building, running, and pursuing the integrated supply chain solutions for the client. It advances the sourcing of logistics from third party logistics to fourth party logistics. But the fourth party logistics is different from the third party logistics. Fourth party logistics is much suitable for medium to large businesses, while third party logistics is suitable for small to medium businesses. Fourth party logistics manages and controls all the activities within the supply chain network, while third party focuses more on the logistics operations. Fourth party logistics maintains a single point of contact for its operations, but third party logistics maintains a multi point of contact for its operations. Then the reverse logistic is the process of moving the products from end user back to the origin to recover the value. The value is recaptured from products recovered from customers to rework, reuse, scrap, recycling, or governmental incentives for recyclable products. For example, iPhone is we are purchasing iPhone. It will be defective. We can get back to the dealer. This is called as reverse logistic. It is also called as recycling process. So I thank all the audiences and the participants for the patient hearing. Thank you, one and all.